Before we begin today's story, remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss any of our thoughtful, in-depth features. Today's piece is one filled with tenderness, vulnerability, and the kind of emotional honesty that resonates deeply, especially for those who've lived long enough to know that even the strongest bonds can be tested by life's unexpected seasons. For years, Craig Melvin and his wife Lindsay Charniak have been admired as one of television's most grounded, relatable couples. They built their lives on shared values, family, commitment, and mutual respect. And from the outside, it often seemed like theirs was a partnership that moved seamlessly through the challenges of career, parenthood, and public life. But recently, something unspoken has begun to weigh on them, something subtle, quiet, and deeply human. It didn't happen suddenly. It wasn't a dramatic event or a single disagreement. Instead, it came in small, almost invisible ways. Missed dinners, late-night work commitments, a sense of drifting that neither of them could fully articulate. Craig has been juggling a demanding schedule, morning broadcasts, interviews, travel, and the expectations that come with being a steady presence in viewers' lives. Meanwhile, Lindsay has been balancing her work in sports journalism with raising their children and nurturing her own professional passions. Their lives have always been busy, but lately, that busyness has begun to feel heavier. Friends close to the family noticed at first, not arguments, but a quiet exhaustion, the kind that creeps in when two people love each other deeply but find themselves moving at different rhythms. In a recent moment that caught even Craig off guard, he shared on air that he'd been thinking a lot about the importance of slowing down. Viewers interpreted it as a general reflection, something many people his age might say. But for those who knew the couple personally, his words carried a deeper weight. Behind the scenes, Craig and Lindsay had been having difficult conversations, gentle but honest ones, about how disconnected they'd begun to feel. They weren't angry with each other. They weren't blaming each other, but both sensed an emotional distance growing, one they feared might continue widening if they didn't address it. It's a place many longtime couples eventually find themselves in. Life grows full, sometimes too full. Children are growing, parents are aging, careers demand attention, and suddenly, the partnership that once felt effortless requires intentional care. One late evening, after the children were asleep and the house had settled into quiet, Craig and Lindsay sat down at their kitchen table. It wasn't planned, it wasn't dramatic, it was simply the moment when silence finally gave way to truth. Lindsay looked at Craig and said softly, "I miss us." Craig nodded, his eyes tired but warm. "I do too," he admitted. There were no cameras, no scripts, just two people facing the reality that even strong marriages encounter seasons of strain. They talked for over an hour, not about blame, but about longing, about the things they had been unintentionally neglecting, about the connection that still lived underneath the noise of their responsibilities. For Craig, it was a wake-up call. The pressure of his work, while meaningful, had begun to overshadow the very things he cherished most. For Lindsay, it was a reminder that being strong for everyone else sometimes meant forgetting to be soft with herself. The following day, Craig made a quiet decision. He adjusted parts of his schedule, carving out time that had slowly slipped away over the years. He didn't announce it publicly, he didn't make it grand, but he made it intentional. Lindsay, too, found ways to simplify certain commitments, reclaiming space for the parts of her life that brought peace, creativity, and connection. They began taking early morning walks together. Nothing elaborate, no cameras, no pressure, just the sound of footsteps on pavement, the rustle of leaves, and the comfort of knowing they were choosing each other again. Those close to Craig say that these walks became something sacred, a reset button. A reminder that relationships endure not by avoiding strain, but by acknowledging it and working through it with grace. For many viewers in their 60s and beyond, this story may feel familiar. It reflects a truth that comes with age and wisdom, that love evolves, it stretches, it bends, and yes, sometimes it strains under the weight of life's responsibilities.
But with patience, communication, and genuine intention, it can become stronger than before. Craig and Lindsay aren't in crisis, they're in renewal, in a season of reevaluating, reconnecting, and remembering why their partnership has always been a source of joy and grounding. And perhaps that is the real unspoken truth, not that their marriage is facing strain, but that they have chosen to face it together. Their story is a reminder that love isn't measured by perfection, but by presence, by choosing, again and again, to walk beside someone, even when the path becomes uneven.